Hi guys, welcome to your library at home. It's me, Elda with Gail Borden, and let's see, it is 7 o'clock, so we're going to start right away. I have a really fun project for us tonight. We are going to be making terrariums, DIY terrariums out of picture frames. So we're going to start out by talking about the supplies. Hi Emma. So the supplies that you're going to need tonight are picture frames. So if you can see this terrarium right here that I've already made, this one I made from dollar store picture frames. So it literally cost me $8 to make, and then whatever little embellishments on the inside, which is stuff I had all around the house. Actually, I'm going to turn on the light. Let's see how it looks. If you guys can see the light in here, this is actually the sea glass painted bottles that we made. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Supplies that you need are picture frames. Hi Angie. You are going to need 4 4x6 picture frames and 4 8x10 picture frames. And what I did is I went to the thrift store and I actually bought some picture frames that had some details on them, and I literally spent probably about $4 in frames because I got a bunch that were 44 and 22 and maybe 75 cents. So be creative with where you get your frames from. The other thing that you're going to need is some E6000 glue, masking tape, some wire cutters or pliers. You're going to need spray paint if you want to spray your cans. I sprayed all my frames black before we started. And you are going to need a hot glue gun. And all the way on the other side of the table is Gorilla Tape. If we need it, we'll grab it and I'll tell you what you're going to do with that. So we're going to get started right away. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So the first thing, the other thing you guys are going to need is some Windex because you're going to want to clean your glass, which I've already cleaned all the glass. Actually, thank you to my daughter who cleaned it out for me. What you want to do is go ahead and pop off the backs of your frames. And they do have the little, I don't know if you can see those little tabs in there. If you want to go ahead and use those, some frames you can pop it right back and you don't see it, and some you do. This one, unfortunately, I just popped it off, so we're not gonna be able to do it. But if you can see on these, you don't see them. So we're gonna go ahead and leave those all in there. Keep the glass secure. So this was a good frame. Also, kind of a fun thing about these frames is these have little hinges on there. And if you wanted to use the hinges, we'll talk about the hinges later, but this was a good find. These frames were 22 cents, and then these hinges we can use on the top later if you want to experiment and maybe make a little bit more advanced ones. Okay, so our 4x6 frames are now all ready to go. We're going to get our 8x10 frames ready. So this one has these, I saved this to show you. I pulled the back off already, but I don't know if you can see it. This one has some staples in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull all these staples out because you will see those when you put your terrarium together, and they don't really hold the glass in without the backing. So we're going to go ahead and pull all of our staples off. Sometimes they come off easier than others. I also keep a little black paint handy if you need to go through and touch up where some of your staples came out, because that one didn't come out very good. So a little trick, we're gonna go ahead and put, hi Nick, we're gonna go ahead and put some hot glue in all 4 corners of the glass and pop the glass back in. And then that'll keep our glass secure without seeing anything. All right, just give that a second. So this one's all ready to go. All right, here's another one that's got the little black tabs. We're gonna go ahead and keep those on because you can't really see those. This one I've already pre-glued, ready to go. And this one's pre-glued too. So if you can see too, I don't know if you guys can see this, but all of these frames, like this one's got this little detail on here. These frames all are a little bit different, which is what I think makes it fun. So my frames on the outsides, okay, so this is it's an easy project, but it's a little tricky. So you wanna make sure when you put your frames together, so I have let me see if I can show you guys this. These are 2 different sizes. This one is taller than this one, so I wanna make sure to put my taller ones on the same sides. So we're gonna go ahead and just test it out. My taller one, and I also wanna make sure that I put, this one's gonna go on the inside of the outside frame. That makes sense to you guys. You just wanna make sure that you line your frames up right. So that's gonna work nicely right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these 2 together. And what I'm gonna do, you wanna get yourself some tape ready to go, because you're gonna glue and tape. So I'm gonna rip off 4 pieces of tape for all my sides. I'm gonna grab my E6000, and I'm gonna just put it down. Let's see if you guys can see that. Okay, good. My tube, you wanna make sure you put the cap on. I did not put the cap on, and now it doesn't come out as good. But you want to put your glue, yeah, it's not coming out. I think I dried out the tip a little bit. It was working good all day today, and now it's not. Nope, I just poked a hole in here. So we're gonna use it this way, guys. It's always a trick to this. All right, don't do what I did with your glue. Make sure you keep your cap on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue down the center. And then I'm gonna put some hot glue on each end just to help keep it together. Make sure my decorative side is on the outside. You're gonna get some hot glue strings, but we can clean those up later. And then you wanna go ahead and tape that together. So there's our one side. Hi, Chrissy. Happy birthday yesterday, Chrissy. I hope you had a good one. Okay, so now we're gonna make, so we've created an L with that one, and we're gonna create another L with this one, and then we'll attach those 2. So same thing. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and add it onto this one. So I'm gonna put my hot glue on the top and the bottom. Oops, that was a lot of glue. All right, top and bottom. A little bit more E6000. Remember, my tube broke, so I'm just gonna use my finger because we're live, and that's what you do. You have to improvise. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and line this one up. Once again, I put it on the outside. Grab my tape. I'm gonna tape that right there. And then that leaves my last side. You guys can see, so far we've got 3 sides all together. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my last side in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue on these ends. And then I'm gonna slide this one in. So hot glue on the top and the bottom, and a little bit of E6000. The E6000 takes about 24 to 48 hours, so you do have to be patient. All right, so now we have all 4 sides put together. Make sure I did it right. They are on the inside, the decorative sides are all on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and tape this one. All right, and now we just have to be patient with this. These are our 4 sides. So I think I have to turn the camera up a little bit so you guys can see. There we go. Hi, Janet. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put, this is the tricky part. I'm gonna say I did struggle a little. So we're gonna create the top like this, okay? So, got all my glass in place. Same thing with your E6000. And I'm gonna put my E6000, I'm gonna do two sides and lean them together. Hi, Amy. And then I'm gonna go ahead, so I made sure, can you guys see all my hot glue strings? Sorry. So you wanna try to have this side of frame have a little bit of a lip on it because it does get tricky to get the edge of the frame, the top frames to stay. If you do struggle, this is where the Gorilla Tape comes in. If you do have a hard time, you can go ahead and put a little bit of tape on the inside. I'm not gonna do that right now only because my tape is on the other side of the table. But you wanna go ahead, I should have tested to make sure these fit, but I'm pretty sure I did beforehand. All right, you wanna go ahead and just tape that. I'm gonna let this dry, and when this one dries, I'm gonna go ahead, you guys can't see again. Let me turn you up. Okay, when these edges dry, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the top one, but I'm gonna let those dry first. So this one is gonna be a little tricky because, see, I should have put this frame on the outside, so now it doesn't exactly fit, but that's okay. We're gonna put these other sides out. Oh, you don't want that to happen. You guys can see these are on really tight now, and I should have put them on the outside. So let's try this. Let's try going this way. Okay, perfect. They go this way, and I am now going to grab, that's why you guys need the Gorilla Tape if that happens. Got a lot of stuff on my table here, but we're gonna go on these edges because these were too narrow. So always test it out before you put them in there. All right, so I'm gonna start right off the bat by putting a little piece of Gorilla Tape on the inside of each. Just go back and pull those off, but this will help that so you guys don't have happen to you what just happened to me. So we're gonna try this again. That one, Gorilla Tape there. Bit of hot glue. This end of this hot glue stick is really big. I'm going to try to do all four at one time so we don't have, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing there, so we don't have it falling again. All right. There we go. Now let me get my masking tape ready for these guys, and I'm going to go ahead and put it right on the glass before we start. So we are all ready. The fun part is when we actually start decorating them. I don't know if you guys saw that, but my dog just ran through here. He likes to lay right under the table, so we may have to say hi to Grover. All right, we're gonna try this again. There's one, taping it up. All right, now we fit. See the difference? Two, and then I'm going to go ahead and secure it on the inside with my Gorilla Tape. I lost my little piece of glass on that one. Slid out. I think my dog's going to run through here again. All right. I got one inside the box. So I'm going to put my other one on. I'm going to tape these together, tape it up there. Go, tape the inside, the bottom. This one's gonna be a little tricky, but I do wanna move it out of the way because I wanna show you. I've got one that I made earlier that is probably dried and ready to take the tape off. All right, last side is going on. My hot glue dried on that one, so we'll see how that works. Okay, so like I said, when these seams dry, you want to go ahead then and glue the top. Right now I'm just going to put, this one's going to fall, an extra piece of tape. We want to get these good and secure so that does not happen. All right, and there you have it. All right, I'm rushing on this, but you guys will take a little bit more time to get these ones good. This is the tricky part, getting these guys to stay. I really should hold them for a few minutes, but since we're live and we don't want to be here forever, I'll show you what this is gonna look like when you've got this part all done. So this is that one. All right, this is one I made earlier. This is the backing from one of the frames that I'm gonna use now. Here's the one I made earlier. That is all taped together, all dried up. I'm going to turn it down. There you go, you guys can see it. So now we just wanna take all the tape off, and it is together. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. This is all done. It's all secure, all the tape is sealed, and we're gonna go ahead real quick and we're going to decorate it. So, obviously one of my favorite things are old books. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, like I did in this one, a few old books. I'm going to put, I really like my flying pig. You don't have to just put plants in these guys, okay? I like the fun design on the picture frames too. Okay, we're gonna try the pig. You can put anything that you want. I've got some of these battery operated candles. If you want to put little candles in there, you can put a little candle. I'm gonna turn them off though, because I don't think these lights look very good in here. Go ahead and put a plant. All right, let's see how this one looks. And then you can put some moss on the bottom. You can go ahead and we're gonna put some rocks in this one. You can use, hi Melissa. These would be really fun, you're right, for Halloween. Especially if you had some old frames that were kind of already weathered. All right, so let's see if that's gonna fit. This is where you have fun. All right, and, oh look. Oh, but the little edge of that book, so we just have to shift the book a little. I don't know if you guys noticed too. Oh, I've got a rock stuck. This, I don't know, can you guys see that? I guess you can't really see it anymore. All right, now I'm gonna turn it up. I used, I'm gonna take this out just to show you guys. Okay, so do you guys see this? It's actually staying together. It really does work. I don't know if you recognize this, but this was one of our twig things. So go ahead and put plants. He's one of my favorite birds. He can go in there. This actually, I think would look adorable. Can you guys see this little terrarium that lights up? Let's try that in there. We're gonna pop it down, and I'm going to put my bird in there. Let's try it one more time, just to give you guys an idea. I got a chunk of tape in there though. Here's a fun thing. There's no side, so you can actually go in there. All right, I'm gonna turn it down now. So here's our finished product. I wish you guys can see it. I lift it up. Can you see the inside? There you go. And there you have it. A DIY picture frame terrarium. Like I said, this one right here probably cost me about $5 to make. So hope you guys can try one, and if you do, send me in some pictures. Let me know. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Melissa, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Have a good night. Bye.